Okay, so every fitness professional, fitness entrepreneur, health coach, nutrition coach, however you classify yourself, need to watch this video because we're going to be walking through the mistakes that fitness entrepreneurs make that causes their businesses to stall and how to overcome those things. So first things first, I want you to let us know in the comment section, what do you do? Because this is specific to a specific group of entrepreneurs, obviously fitness, that's why we're here. And we do this live every Monday at 1 p.m. Eastern time. But we need to talk about some stuff because these things aren't talked about usually in the fitness space. Like you have all these coaches out here, right? That's great, who are doing branding and marketing. And a lot of, not to shame any coaches or anything like that, but a lot of coaches have not built fitness businesses. And so we need to talk about fitness specific business building and the things that stop you from reaching your full potential as a fitness entrepreneur. Talk about it. Elle and I are going to touch on this. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments and we'll address them as we go. But the first thing, if you watched our reel that we just posted not too long ago, we were talking about ways that you kind of almost even neglect your full potential. And I think one of the first and most pivotal things is how you start your day. Like, I know it sounds super, super simple, but like when you become successful, if you don't have a routine that fuels you and nourishes your mind first, you're going to miss out on an opportunity to build the best that you can build, right? And to be able to like fulfill your full potential. So I know Elle is a mindset guru. We talk about this often in our Brand Training University, but let's talk about the importance of morning routine first.
Yeah, really the morning routine is going to be the foundation and the catalyst for your whole day, your energy, your mood, your vibe. It's going to set the tone for your productivity because if you are one who tends to hit the snooze button and you oversleep and then now everything is last minute, you're flustered, you might feel anxious, you might get overwhelmed versus giving yourself that time to just maybe clear your conscience, set your intention for the day, set your goals, write it out, visualize it, and really take some time for you. I think a lot of us get so caught up in the hustle and bustle that we don't actually take time for ourselves. When if you're not healthy and right within your mind and within your body and with your soul, your day is just going to be thrown off. So I know Chrys starts your day with some morning prayer and journaling. I know myself, meditation is really big for me. Journaling, reading, setting up my goals and intentions, and like I write it on the board. Okay, what are the tasks that I need to get done today? And then it just feels so good to be able to like mark them off. And I actually set it like in time blocks, like from this time to this time I'm dedicating to this, from this time to this time. And then also not checking your phone and your email first thing in the morning. Like that's a distraction. Really, again, take that time for you, and again, setting your intentions for the goals and what you want to achieve for the day. Absolutely. And just doing that alone is just going to create such a major impact within your productivity for your business, and you'll see that within your bottom line ultimately. Yeah.
And this is a success habit for anyone, but when it comes to personal nutrition coaches, wellness coaches, you have to think about what you do. Like your service helps other people live their best lives. So how can you pour into other people's cup if your cup is empty when you wake up? You would not start your day or want to start your day with 50% battery on your phone. So why would you start your life, your morning, your day like that? That's not going to help you be able to do your job efficiently. So you need to pour in yourself, give to yourself first. That first 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes of your day is so important. And if you wake up with those distractions, like Elle said, now you're fueling your mind, your body, your brain with things that might not carry you into your day in the most efficient way possible. That's like the first rule of thumb. If you don't do anything else, do that at least. But we're going to talk about some things that are specific to fitness professionals that we know, we've experienced, and we've seen people do that causes them to not reach their full potential. And one of those things is taking a quick fix approach to business, right? Just how your client probably want to reach their results fast, right? Like, I want to lose 20 pounds. My birthday's coming up in 2 weeks. Can you help me lose 20 pounds in 2 weeks? People in the fitness industry take that same approach, and it holds them back, honestly. It gets you in this position where you're constantly like battling yourself, because that's really what it is. Like, no one is your competition. No one is you. So no one has your thoughts. No one has your your little secret finesse. So why would you spend time like comparing yourself. Someone made, you know, $100,000 and you're not there yet, but you're like trying to rush to do it. No, like have a plan, have a strategy, because when you wing it, yes, you can wing it for the short term, but for long-term success, long-term results, winging it is not going to cut it, because you're going to, one, bring yourself out, and two, you're going to get to a point where you're just like, I don't even know if I want to do this anymore. Who am I actually serving? Like, what is the purpose that I'm fulfilling? You have to get strategic. I don't know if you have any experience on that specifically.
Yeah, I would say, I think a lot of times, like when you're first starting out, you might just like try to, the quick fix is you might see like a little gimmick or a little ad or like a YouTube video. Like these are the hacks to grow your six-figure business. And it's like maybe 5 hacks. And you're like, okay, I'm just going to go ahead and use what they said, versus actually investing in a coach or a mentor that's actually going to show you the strategy and the back end systems of how to do it. You just see something quick and then you just try to do it on your own, thinking you know it all and you can figure it out. And now you've wasted all this time trying to still figure it out. And you're just looking at what other people are doing and just trying to mimic or model, versus really take the time to invest in yourself, versus taking like a shortcut or a cheap route because you're afraid to invest. And I'm telling you, both Chrys and I, we've invested tons and tons of money into our business. And honestly, it's like the more you pour into your business, the more like you're going to see the benefits or from the fruits of your labor, from that investment, like investing in a real coach and a real mentor, from someone who's already done what you want to achieve, versus trying to learn or listen to your friends or family that have no idea about what you really do or about the fitness industry in general. And they're just trying to give you these tips and you're like, you take them, when you really need to like close out all those people and listen to people who understand what you've been going through, those pain points, and then created solutions and already made those mistakes for you so you don't have to make them.
Yeah, I think the advantage of investing in your business versus just trying to copycat off of everyone else is that you kind of start to lose a little bit of your originality, right? Like you're looking at everyone else and you're like, okay, well, they're doing it like this and they're successful with that. Let me just take that and do it. The difference between people who do that and people who invest in themselves in terms of like, you know, investing in a coach or, you know, meditating, whatever that investment means. It doesn't have to mean a monetary investment, but investing intentionally into your business, make it helps you get more in touch with what you want to do. So for example, if I'm just out here like, all right, let me just find the fitness professionals who are doing well in my space, and I'm like, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that, I'm going to do that. I'm not even putting any effort from what I have in here to pour out into, you know, the space. What can I offer to the space? But when you invest in yourself, you start to become more in tune with what it is that you have to offer to your profession, to your industry, right? So whether if you invest in a coach, right, they can teach you, okay, here's how you do it, here's what you don't do. But even that information, you take that and you tailor it to what you want to do, right? Same thing with, you know, meditation or writing down your goals or, you know, helping yourself level up in any way. Then you can take whatever it is that you learned and then, you know, pour into what it is that you need to make yourself stand out as a professional. So don't just rely on trying to do what everybody else is doing, right? Because I mean, someone has a podcast, okay, create one, make it your own. Like, be individual, be creative. That is what sets you apart from the group, right? So that's just some things. But one thing Elle mentioned, I think is, oh my goodness, what did you just say? It just like completely left my mind. It'll come back to me. But basically, like when you spend less time investing in your business, that's wasting time that you could be spending growing and leveling up. Another thing that people do is, oh, this is what I meant to say. That ego, oh my God. The fitness space is like the place where people are like, nope, I got it. You know why? Because it's unregulated, right? There aren't really a lot of people at the top, I guess you can say, who are like, this is the way to do it. This is what you need to do to make success. It's more so like people just kind of doing their own thing, growing followers on social media, and then gaining notoriety, and I guess you can say clout, and then that's becoming of success. When in reality, it's like, you don't know everything, right? No one knows everything. So why won't you continue to learn and to pour in yourself? Elle and I are always learning. We're always seeking knowledge because we haven't reached our goals. Like, we're always striving for more. So I think one thing that is important is to think about who you are, where you want to go, how you are going to target the right people, right? What purpose you want to serve, what value you want to offer to people, and then think about what you don't know. I don't remember the last time I sat in something and was like, I don't know this, but I'm just going to try to figure it out on my own. No, I'm going to find something or someone who knows it, and I'll be like, what I got to do? Like, show me the way to not waste my time.
Yes, yes. And I also want to say too, going back when you're talking about those people who have like huge followings, and you as a fitness professional are looking at them like they have hundreds and thousands, and I need to be like them. I need to have that. You do not need to have a huge following to be successful in this industry, to be successful online. You just need to make sure that you have perfected your messaging. You realize and know, like what Chrys just said, who you are and what it is you offer to your audience, and then just speak that messaging consistently all the time. And you can have 1,300 followers, right? But if 300 of those are you, like tribe rocking with you, that's all you need. You don't need to have this huge audience where a lot of them are just trolls and they're liking your stuff. And also be mindful of the content that you're posting. If you're just out here posting like body pics and looking cute, is that really attracting your audience? Speak to your audience those pain points of what they actually need. Yep. And also, I want to say too, stop waiting for the right time where you're like, well, I need to have my website done. I'm working on my app. Once it's finished, then I'm going to do XYZ. Like, don't wait for all this back end stuff to be finished. You can start working and promoting your product, your service right now.
Yeah, a lot of that is procrastination. It's hidden up under what seems to be productivity, but it really is another form of procrastination, where you're like, I'm going to just fill up my plate with all these things to feel like I'm working on stuff, but in reality, I haven't made any traction. And it makes me feel good because I have something to show for it, like an app and website, content, workout videos, but you still haven't established a baseline for your business to grow off of. And that is what holds a lot of people back. Even the people who have a big following, there's plenty of people who have tons of followers and they're not making, the impact or the income that they want to make because they're so focused on, building things. When are you going to execute? Like, when are you going to connect with the people who are going to help you drive your business forward? That's more important than anything, especially when it comes to, I think about how people haven't really changed in terms of their way of posting online. We can't stay stuck in the same wheel, right? So like, for example, in 2012, 13 is when Instagram started really, really getting popular in terms of fitness. People were, posting these extravagant videos, lifting cars, pushing tires, doing all that stuff. And it was entertaining. And those people took off because they were kind of like the first people doing it. Like you think about Masi Arias, Follow the Leader, some people who are like been in the game, right? And they've grown to heights of, millions of people following at the same time. I'm not saying that those people haven't made success, but that formula does not apply like it did in 2012, 2013. It's not just about posting a video that looks cool just to gain, followers. Again, not saying that's what they were doing. I'm just saying right now in 2021, the method is different, right? We didn't have reels and stories and all that stuff in 2013. And now we do. So if you're using those outlets, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, to grow your business, to gain new eyes, you have to make sure that you're still getting in front of the right people, right? The right people. Like Elle said, it's not enough to just post a workout video and look cute. That's cool. But how are you serving people? How are you getting in front of the right client? Again, 1,300 people. If you have 1,300 followers right now, and like Elle said, you can turn even 50 of those people into clients. Okay, so don't underestimate your purpose, your value just based off the followers alone. All right. Mm-hmm. That holds people back from reaching their full potential in their business, in their fitness businesses, is doing everything manually. I know we talk about this a lot, but it is an absolute game changer. I'll give us a little breakdown of like what happened when you made the shift to creating or even implementing systems into your business.
Just more freedom within your mind space, within your day. When you're doing everything manual, you are actually wasting time that you could be putting somewhere else. And as soon as I started like automating my business, where a lead comes in, they go straight to, a welcome email sequence, straight into the program, and everything, like all the messaging and everything is automated and you're not doing it manually. you just kind of get to like sit back and relax, and that overwhelm and that anxiety just goes away. When you're doing everything manually, where you're having to send every email manually, follow with every lead manually, um, answer every question, and build out everything day by day, one at a time, even taking payments, like that's a hassle. Then you miss payments because you forgot, like, oh, this person owes me money, versus having them on an auto draft system where it just comes out automatically every month and you don't have to think about it. These are just things that are going to make your business run more efficiently, more smoothly. We like to say like a well-oiled machine, where it's just like everything is working in the background, done for you. Obviously, you have to put in the work to build it out, but once it's done, it's done. Now you don't got to think about it. Now you're getting notifications in your sleep while you're on vacation that you got a new client, and everything is just running smoothly in the background.
Exactly. And a lot of people skip over that part, or they waste time trying to figure it out, or they stop in the middle, right? Some people have an intake form, like, see the link in my bio to request information about training, or it might be something on your website. And then, like, that's it. That is not enough automation to free up your time. And that's one part. That's like a very, very small part. But even within that automation, it's important that you start vetting people, right? And understanding, like, who is your ideal client. If you don't know who your ideal client is, the people you serve, who you're going to provide a unique solution to, the people who are going to benefit the most from your program, if you don't know that, how are you going to know what questions to ask in that form? It's not just enough to say, okay, first name, last name, email, I'll get back to you. No, like, that's even a waste of time, honestly, because then you have to go through, and this used to be a system that I used to use when I first started. I would get in, I'll have an intake form. It would just be like first name, last name, email, and maybe like a quick question or two. And then I would follow up with that person manually, set up a call, get them on my schedule, talk to them about their goals. And during that time was the time that I was figuring out whether or not they would be a good fit for my program. And that was a waste of time. Why? Because by that call, if I'm talking about pricing, if I'm talking about the things in the program, and that person really isn't a good fit, they're going to hit me with the, oh, well, I don't know. I got to talk to my husband. I got to, see what I can do. That's a waste of my time. Now that's just a 30-minute or hour-long phone call that I wasted, and I could have just vetted that person in the beginning and never even got on the phone with them if I discovered they weren't a good fit, right? Which is why we don't teach sales calls. That's another story for the Brand Training University. But yeah, like, that vetting process is like the tiniest part of your system. It's one of the first, but it is an important, crucial part. But it is such a small step. Now what happens? That person fills it out, you vet them. Okay, cool. Now what? Like Elle said, email sequences, email sequences, going through the process of onboarding, like getting your client into your program if they're a good fit. And then the program itself. What about post-program, right? Like, there's so much to it, but you can't just stop at that first piece. I think that's where people get in doing things, going on other people's pages, seeing how their process works, and they don't know the inside. And it's like, oh, well, I have an intake form. That's not enough. All right, we're here to be real with y'all because we know we've been there, and it wastes time. So this is something that we teach in our How to Automate Your Fitness Business workshop, which we're actually doing tomorrow. I was gonna say I'm at April 20th. At what time we going live, Elle?
Noon.
Yeah. So apply to the Brand Training University. Make sure you apply. That is how you get in. Go through those applications to see if that information will be beneficial to you. And if that's something you're interested in, go to the link in our bio, apply to the Brand Training University, and then you'll get all the information for the workshop. But before we wrap up today, remember, if you have any questions, make sure you let us know. There's a couple other things that we need to talk about, because here's some other things that people do that stops them from reaching their potential in their business. Not hiring, both ways. So number one, not hiring a coach to teach you if you don't know. And two, not hiring people to delegate to for the things that either you're not an expert in or you just don't want to spend your time on. So Elle, what are some things that you learned from like hiring a coach or even just a mentor or whoever to help you point you in the right direction when it comes to business?
Well, definitely when you hire a coach who's already done or is doing what you strive to do, they basically are giving you like the shortcut route and taking some of that like headache work out of it. Like, you might think you want to do, I can't even think of something specific, X, right? then you're talking to your coach, like, no, go ahead and you don't even need to do that. We're going to go straight to this right here because I've already done that, and this is really the solution that you need. So it's just basically taking like a shortcut avenue to like the route of success that you want in your business. And then when you actually outsource and hire out and get like a virtual assistant or someone to help do some of the admin labor in the back end, that then you're able to now focus on your area of expertise versus spending time, like maybe you hire a copywriter to write your emails. So you're not writing all these emails, or they're setting up your campaign, or they're following up with your leads for you, or they're building out some of your back-end systems based off like something that you teach them and like an outline. And these are just tasks that now you don't have to do yourself. And you have like a weekly call with them, like a check-in. Okay, what did you accomplish? What do we need to work on? XYZ. And those two things by themselves are, again, it's almost like an automation for yourself within your business. So that's a game changer.
That's the difference between being a solopreneur, which is totally fine, but if you want to scale your business, you're going to need help. And the systems can do some of the light work, right? Even the heavy lifting. But when you delegate, especially people who are doing the things that you aren't an expert in, like, you are taking away so much that you don't have to spend time on, that frees up time for you to grow your business. CEOs make decisions, they grow businesses, right? They don't spend or waste time doing the work, right? They're not at the front desk, they're not answering calls, they're not trying to, I always use this example of like Steve Jobs versus, would it be at Apple fixing iPhones? So why would you spend that time? Granted, when you first start out, you got to do the things. You have to learn your business. But at a certain point, you're going to have to make a decision to be like, okay, let's delegate because I need time to grow it. You can't in it and grow it at the same time. That's the other thing about getting in your own way and getting out of your ego. To think, I know everything already. I'll figure it out. I don't have the money to invest in this right now, so I'm just going to figure it out and spend and waste time. When you want to make a way, you will make a way. There's been times where I was like, you know what? This is my last. I'm going to go ahead and just invest because when I do, I know I'm going to get that back tenfold. That's how investments work with anything. Well, most of the time, because some investments, you never invested in. But like most investments, there comes risk. But most of the time, especially when it comes to business, if you're making a sound decision and you're going into it, like, okay, this is going to help me triple my business, you're going to recoup your investment. There's been times where my business was booming and I was like, okay, pause, time out, because I'm thinking of the future. If this is how it's going now, doing really well, I need this to keep going. And I know that there is some little pieces missing. So even though my business is doing great, I'm still going to invest in someone who can say, all right, you trying to, hire, you trying to do this, you trying to do that. This is what you need to do. Don't waste time on this. Don't do that. Because even though I have my own expertise to bring to the table, I can still take the things that I don't know from that investment and combine it with my expertise to flourish. That is always how my business has grown. Always, hands down. I'm like, all right, let me go ahead and invest. And it didn't get to a point where I was like, I ran into a problem. It was like, let me be proactive. I will tell you this is the biggest thing that I probably learned in terms of growing and scaling business. Do not wait until there's a fire to put it out, right? Like, plan ahead, think in terms of the future. This is why strategy is important. And think about what you can do to make sure that you're setting yourself up for the business you want to run, instead of getting to the point where you have a fire and now your business is running you because you're scrambling. You're like, oh shit, I didn't plan for this. Everything's not going to be plannable, right? Like, some things are going to pop up, but as much as you can be proactive, get proactive. If you know you don't have time right now, hire somebody right now. If you like, I don't have money, how am I going to pay them? Barter. Or, you don't have to hire somebody for $100,000 salary. Just, you could pay somebody $20 a week for something small that can take something off your plate, to hire them to step in your place so you can have time elsewhere. That is so important, y'all. All right, so be proactive, automate your business. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Hire a coach if you don't know how to do certain things. If you're not where you're at right now financially, you got some decisions to make. Because why would you stay there? You know what I mean? If you have the means, even if you don't, find a way. Sometimes I took out a credit card, like I gotta find a way and I recoup my investment every single time. So we're just here to just give you straight facts because these are the things we've experienced. And I honestly don't think neither Elle nor I would be in the position we're in if we didn't really bet on ourselves, right? And take action. Stop staying in this hamster wheel where you're constantly overthinking and you're constantly, well, I got to do this and this and that first. Your life is not promised, right? I think it's really, I say this all the time, I think it's really entitled to think that God's going to give you just this abundant amount of time. And not to say that you don't want to be abundant thinking, but like, don't take time for granted. Elle says this all the time. I think it's so beautiful. Like, there is never a right time. It's only time in what you do with it. So it's really up to you. So if you haven't already heard about our workshop that we're doing tomorrow, April 20th, all right, at 12 p.m. We're going live to talk about how you can automate your fitness business. We've done this workshop before, but this time, so if you joined us last time, it's a different workshop. All right, we're going live. We're talking about new things. We're going to dive into the systems a little bit more this time. So if you haven't already applied to the Brand Training University, go to the link in our bio. Just tap the apply button. It gives you all the information. Read the application page. See what our clients have experienced, right? And then apply. Once you apply, we will go through the process of acceptance. And then once you're accepted, we'll get the information you need to join the workshop live. So if we don't have any questions, anything else to add?
No, yeah, we'll just be there tomorrow. If you're ready and you're tired of this stall that's in your business, you've hit this roadblock and you still are doing everything manually and you're really looking to scale and grow online and possibly get out of the gym. Both me and Chrys are like not in the gym at all. Everything is online. If you're really ready to level up and grow a successful fitness coaching business online and learn how to automate that process, make sure to show up tomorrow in our live at noon. So
thank you guys for tuning in. You guys are here. We'll see y'all in the next video. Make sure you guys go to the link. We also have a private Facebook group for fitness entrepreneurs free. So go, tap that link in our bio. Please, that's where you can find that as well. And we will see y'all next Monday at 1 o'clock. We will see those of you who are action takers tomorrow, April 20th at 12 p.m. All right, y'all. See y'all.